Hey guys, this is God of Politics. Welcome back to a brand new video, but before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. But in today's video, I will be discussing the New Jersey gubernatorial election, which is taking place just 2 days from now. And I'm also actually going to be talking about a few other elections. I know I titled this video the New Jersey governor election, but I do want to talk about some of the other races that we're seeing. And no, I won't be talking about Virginia today. I'll be doing a whole video devoted to Virginia tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, I will start off with some of these other predictions. We can start off with some of these easy ones. The New York City mayoral election, Eric Adams is going to win by, a lot. I think Curtis Lewa could potentially do well for a Republican in New York, I guess, but Eric Adams is going to win by a lot. That may make a lot of people happy. That may make a lot more people upset, but, it is what it is. But anyways, Eric Adams is going to win that race. As for the Pennsylvania Supreme Court election, now, I haven't actually looked too much into this, but looking at some of these past results, looking at fundraising numbers, looking at the candidates, I do think that the Democrat is going to win. Now, again, I don't know as much about this race. I could be wrong, as I could be for any of these predictions, but overall, I do think that the Democrat will probably end up winning this race, and that is another race going on there. And then the final race before we talk about New Jersey is the Buffalo mayoral election. Actually, I have a few more, but one of the last ones here is the Buffalo mayoral election. Now, this poll did have the incumbent mayor who lost the Democratic primary, Byron Brown, ahead on write-ins by quite a substantial amount here, as you can see here, 54% to 36%. So I don't think it's going to be that wide of a margin. However, I do think that Byron Brown is going to win. I do think that he is going to be reelected as as mayor. But I do think it will be closer than that. I think there's going to be more enthusiasm for India Walton. I think it's going to be, hard with these write-ins to kind of, get support in that way. But I still think that he is going to win by a substantial amount, just not as much as this. As for the Ohio 11 special election, obviously Democrats are going to win that. And as for the Ohio 15 special election, obviously Republicans are going to win that. But now we can finally get to talking about the New Jersey election, and I'll start off with my county map. And now this is going to be a very, very interesting county map because it'll kind of show us some of the trends we're seeing, some of the differences between state and federal elections. And I think that it's very, very interesting because if we go over to the 2020 presidential election, here we compare it to the 2017 gubernatorial election and the 2016 presidential election, you actually get a sense that the gubernatorial elections, the state level races in general, actually closer than the federal races. Of course, Chris Christie won in 2009 and 2013. Phil Murphy won by less than Hillary Clinton did in a year that was overall very good for the Democratic Party. And in 2021, Phil Murphy's going to win. He's going to win by a substantial amount, but it is going to be closer than it was in 2017. My prediction, just to get it out there right here, is D plus 9. I think that Phil Murphy does win by 9 percentage points here. Could it be a little bit less? Could it be a little bit more? Of course, there's a margin of error with these kind of things, but I do think that Phil Murphy will end up winning. According to my prediction and the things I've looked at, he will win by 9 points. Now, where it gets really interesting is this county map, because at the face value, you look at this county map and you see it's pretty much exactly the same with the exception of Somerset County here. Now, looking at some of these individual counties, however, you do see a very different story. Of course, much of North Jersey is similar, but much of it is also different. Comparing, for example, Morris County. This is a county that flipped to Joe Biden for the first time that the Democrats have won this since 1964 here. However, if you go back to 2016, Phil Murphy lost this county by 8 percentage points. I think you're going to see a similar thing this time, too. Now, the county may trend Democrat relative to the swing at the statewide level, but I do think that it's still going to go Republican here. I do think that Sussex County, Warren County will also get more than 60% for Republicans. Same thing with Hunterdon County here. Now, while Joe Biden did do better in these counties, he did, at least in Warren and Sussex County, get close to 60% here. Now, Hunterdon County, I'm not sure whether Chitterelli will reach 60%, but I do think that at the end of the day, he probably will. Now, this is going to be a big call here, but Somerset County, I am calling for Chitterelli. I do think that it will go to Chitterelli here. Now, this is a county that did go to Joe Biden by a lot. It's a suburban county. It's a county that's trended very, very Democratic, of course, 8.2% Democratic in 2020, and if we go back to 2016, we can see that this county was D plus 13. So of course, this is a county that is bluer than it used to be, but at the state level, this is where we see a lot of things nationwide, is that the Republicans do better in the suburbs at the state level than they generally do at the nationwide level. So we can see here that Obama only won Somerset County by 6 percentage points, and he had a pretty strong performance overall. I'm forecasting Phil Murphy to do like 6 something percentage points worse than Barack Obama. He only won it by 6 percentage points here, and we're looking at a scenario where we've got a pretty decent candidate for the suburbs in Jack Chitterelli, as well as the fact that this is a state race, so Republicans should be performing better in the suburbs anyway, and I think that it is very, very possible that they could win this county. Now, North Jersey overall is trending towards the Republicans. It's trending towards the Democrats, but in this race overall, it is going to trend to the Republicans. Now, North Jersey, as I said, has been trending a lot towards the Democratic Party. Now, I don't think there's going to be a 7-point swing to the right in Somerset County. I don't think that you're going to have a uniform swing. This is going to be a close county. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that look at it and say, oh, Biden won it by 20 points. It's going to be a blue county. Some people are going to look at it and say, well, Phil Murphy only won it by 1, and he's not going to win by as much in 2021, so it's going to be red easily. But I think that this is going to be a very, very close county. It's going to be indicative of some of the trends we're seeing in North Jersey and what the national environment will look like. And I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, but these races could be very, very indicative for 2022. And so far, at least, it does not paint a good sign for the Democrats. Now, the polls do back this up. Mostly, we had the most recent poll showing Murphy plus 9, Murphy plus 9 here, Murphy plus 11 here. We had one showing it at only Murphy plus 4, which would be very, very interesting. And it does look like at least somewhat it has tightened here since, June or whatever. But overall, Phil Murphy's going to have an easy win, and I will take a little bit of a look at South Jersey here just to show that this is an area of the state that is actually trending Republican. If we go back to 2016 here, we can see that while Biden did flip Gloucester County in 2016, this is a county that was D plus 10 to 11 in 2012, 10.7 percentage points to be exact, and we can look at a lot of these counties here. Barack Obama, of course, won Cumberland County. He didn't win Cape May County, but he did do better in it. He won Atlantic County by a pretty substantial amount. He even won Salem County. We compare that to 2020 here, and we can see that Salem County is red. Cape May County is pretty Republican. Atlantic County is getting closer here. So we can see that South Jersey is trending towards Republicans. However, at the state level, Democrats usually do better. And this is kind of part of the thing I've been saying. Of course, the Republicans do better at the state level in the suburbs. And that's part of the reason for that is that trends take longer at the state level than they do at the national level. That's why Democrats, in many cases, do better with rural voters at the state level. And, it's not necessarily a suburb versus rural thing with North versus South Jersey, but it's a thing where these trends are taking longer at the state level. And so when you look at South Jersey, you are seeing that these trends are taking longer. But you compile that with the fact that Phil Murphy, of course, is not going to do very well in this election, or at least not as good as the Democrats should in New Jersey. And so, while I do think that the counties will be virtually the same as 2017, I wouldn't be surprised if something like Atlantic County flipped. I wouldn't be surprised if Cumberland County gets close, if Gloucester County gets pretty close. So we will see what happens here. It's going to be a very, very interesting election. The more interesting election, of course, is Virginia, and that's why I have a whole video devoted to that tomorrow. But I did want to talk about some of these elections because I do think that it is very, very interesting. So thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. But again, guys, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.